Using Visual Studio to create a Visual Basic project, and we're going to look at if statements. So to start off with, I'm going to do File, New Project, give it a name. Um, After I give it a name, what I'm going to do is make sure I know where the project is being saved at, and then go ahead and OK this, and I come up with a form. Put a text box. This is a text box. Let me reset Windows layout. Okay, so this is the text box. I called it txt amount, so I renamed it. There's a button that I renamed to btn calculate, and I've got a button called exit. I've also got on here, let me highlight that, I've got a label, and I gave the name LBL display to this label, and then I took the text out. Okay, let me go get another label just so I can. Where's my toolbox? And I want another label. Double click on that. Put this label in here. Hopefully I didn't get rid of the other one. Yeah, it's still there. Okay, so I've got a label in there, and I'm going to say enter amount. Okay, I have to adjust that a little bit, move that over. Okay, so I'm going to go to the coding window, and I'm going to go to the coding window for the exit button first. So I'm going to double click on that, and the exit button, the only thing I put in there was to close the form. So when you click on the exit button, execute this code, which will close the form. Now on the calculate button, what I did was that when I click on the calculate button, it's going to declare these three variables: pay rate, pay hours, gross pay, and then I'm going to assign pay rate a value of 10. So that would be $10 per hour. Okay, and the next thing it's going to do is that it's going to take whatever's been typed into that text box and convert it into a double data type. A double data type is you can enter in a floating point amount, so I could type in 40.20 if I wanted to. So it converts that into a double data type and stores it into the number of hours. And then I take the hours, which is now a actual number. When it's typed into the text box, it's a string, so you have to convert it into a double data type. So it's now a number, and I'm going to multiply that by the pay rate, which is also a number. They're double data types, which are numbers. So I'm going to type in whatever's in the text box times 10, and then I'm going to display that on my label in the text property. And I do that by saying take the gross pay, and since that's a number, I want to change it back into a string. And in this case, I'm formatting it for currency, so it should put a $sign up with 2 decimal places. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try that. Debug, start debugging, and when that comes up, okay, I could have made my form a little smaller. Okay, see if we can see the code here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to go and enter my amount, and then the amount, well, it should say hours, enter hours. I'm going to type in 40 hours, and when I click the calculate button, it's going to go step by step through each one of these steps, declaring those, doing the assigning the pay rate of value, parsing the whatever's typed in this text box and storing it in pay hours as a double data type, and then it's doing a calculation, the number of hours times your rate of pay, and that's going to go into gross pay. Okay. And then it's going to display that on the label property. So it's going to take whatever the gross pay is, convert it into a string, and store that in the label. Okay, so I'm going to click calculate, and that's what it does. 40 times 10 is 400. Okay. Exit button. Now let's go ahead and put in an if statement. So what if there's overtime? So if there's more than 40 hours, if the number of hours is greater than 40, then take the gross pay and add on to that the number of hours worked that are over 40 times the pay rate divided by 2. So time and a half. And that is what will be displayed in the label, that value. So if there's more than 40, if there is more than 40 hours, then this will be the gross pay. If it's not, then this will be the gross pay. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and debug, start debugging. And I need to change the size of that 4. Okay. And enter the hours. So instead of 40, let's make it 41 hours. And so it should take 10 times 40, and so that's going to be 400 plus time and a half, so was $10, and plus half, so $15. So it should be 415. Okay, $415. Okay, so let's make one more change to our if statement. And resume here, and I put an else on my if statement, and I'm going to take this and paste it down there. Okay, so is that everything? Okay, so if there's more than 40 hours, this is the greater than sign, if there's more than 40 hours, then it will execute the gross pay of this calculation. Else, or if it's not more than 40 hours, then it will calculate that pay rate. Okay. Okay. So that's all there is to an if statement, and this has an if-else statement. That'll do it.